All right, another fun game that I played. I'm playing the black pieces here. He develops his pawn in the middle, and I do the same. He captures on e4, and then I take his back. I defend a pawn. He's attacking my pawn. I go ahead and I protect my b4 square from the dark square bishop and the knight. And I just continue to develop my pieces. He brings down two attackers on my f2 pawn, and so I swing my knight over to defend it. And on this next move, I'm fortifying my center, and I'm driving his knight away at the same time. I go ahead and I capture that knight, double up his pawns. I castle, and then he does the same thing to my knight. Trying to move my knight up to a square where I can maybe make something happen on his side of the board in the center. He moves his queen over. I move my queen over to h4. I'm attacking the h6, and I'm also attacking the e6 pawn. He moves his pawn down, and I go ahead and I make that capture. And after he captures mine, I recapture in the center there with the bishop. Challenges my knight, and I go ahead and bring my knight down out of the way. Brings his queen in, and I bring my bishop down to d3 to chase it away. Bring my rook over to protect my f2 pawn, or f3 pawn. Bring my queen in. I want to start working my pieces towards the king side at this point. He's starting to line his pieces up on the right side, and I want to line mine up on the left side going towards his king. His knight comes down to challenge mine, and at this point I just go ahead and I take it. Queen comes in, and I want to get my bishop over on the e4 square, which would be attacking the queen and also attacking on b7. But first I got to move my queen out of the way since it's not defended. I do that, and he attacks my queen, which is fine. It gets me the exact position I wanted to be in. He gets his rook down on my second row, and at this point he's in trouble. So I go ahead and I make that attack on the queen, and I'm threatening mate. He comes down and tries to block it. I just move my queen up, and then he's able to move his queen over and defend it, but at this point he's still in some trouble. I bring my my c3 pawn up, attacking his bishop, and then he attacks my queen, and I just go ahead and move into the b6 square. He moves his pawn down, attacking my queen, and so I just go ahead and capture with my c pawn. And at this point I need one more attacker. I need to drive that queen away. So I go ahead and I play my rook up to c4. It's not a protected piece. His queen could take it, but if his queen took it, it would be mate in one for him. So he can't take that rook. He brings his rook over in kind of a desperation, trying to defend himself, and I just go ahead and swing over to d6. I put him in check, and he's about to lose a piece here, and then I swing back to d8, putting his king in check. From this point here, he could bring his rook back to c8, at which point I would go ahead and capture with the rook, and then after he moves over to a7, I would be able to come down with my queen, capture the d4 pawn, and put him in check, and would be very close. Actually, it would be made after that, because even if he blocked it with his pawn, I have my bishop eyeing the a8 square, and I would just swing my rook over, and that would be checkmate. If he were to try to run away and head over to the a7 square, at that point I could capture with my rook over on c7, and I would be, again, threatening mate, attacking his queen, and then also attacking the b7 square. So there's a mate right around the corner no matter what he does here, and after looking at it for a couple minutes, he went ahead and resigned. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy these videos, please subscribe.